This the new Let's Get It Sports Talk, broadcasting live on weekends, exclusively on Facebook and the Four Walls Foundation YouTube channel. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Listen, welcome to our new sports. You know what? It's too early for me sometimes. I don't I don't know. But anyway, listen, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new Let's Get It Sports Talk. I'm one of the hosts, Doc Bryce. We're here with Coach Marcus Bullock, and we have our other host, Coach Fred Battie. Let's start it off first and foremost. Coach, how you guys doing?
I'm good. It's kind of like the end of the summer for a teacher, so you're kind of in that in between state. I finally got some time to relax and kind of.
And you're doing good though, because it's the end of the summer.
Well, no, it's finally good to have some time to relax. It's the first time this summer I don't have any obligations with my team.
Oh, okay.
No practice. We're not in any leagues. No showcases.
I got you.
So it's been good to just kind of relax and.
I got you. Yeah. All right, that's good. How about you, Coach Bullock?
I'm doing all right, man. Like you know, same thing. And this, I don't. All right. Usually, I say I'm doing good. All's good, but I'm doing all right.
Okay.
Because it's that time, and starting to get emails from our principal. Then I'm like, come on, man. Like,
that's right. It's time.
And she seems so excited. I'm like, what are we excited about?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Do you think, and it's not no shade towards any principal or superintendent or anything,
she's the best, so I'm not.
Right. It's no shade, okay? Because we all educators,
right?
So there's no shade. But we got to ask, even though they're supposed to present excited, do you think deep down they're excited? Or is it because when I see, and I'll be honest, when the first day of school, I'm seeing all the kids, I'm excited.
Right.
I am. I promise I am. But at the same time, I do wish the summer was still here. It's not like a shade to them. It's just like, so do you think that they're really excited though?
So, I mean, my principal, she's different, man. I think she
looks forward to
genuinely
it. She gets after it, no doubt.
That, she got a very stressful job. Private schools are always a little more stressful.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I ran into her the other day and she was like, just had that look in her eye.
She's ready to go.
Like, how do you do that?
Yeah. Now, how about you, Fred? You think your administration?
Yeah, I think our principal, he's a worker. Like anytime I drive by, he's there.
They're rocking.
Sending emails late.
They're rocking.
And I think they're there all summer alone, so they're ready for that energy to come back into the building.
So that's true.
So I do think they're ready.
That's a good point.
They're ready to get
So
back
I do think that there is a time to get back to learning. I do. But I also think that, our principals, our administrations, they're human just like us. Yeah. And you know what? I think we all share the same sentiment. So, they're excited for the kids and all that stuff because that's why they're there. It's a purpose-driven job for them. But at the same time, I know they wish that they was still summertime.
Yeah, I think they want to go back to being teachers and get that summer break.
Absolutely. So, but anyway, listen, let's start the show off. I think the first topic we had today was about the Olympics. I believe that's what it was, all right? Let me just go with you, Fred. The Olympics, they're over. Did you watch the finale? Did you watch any of the end games? Because I think the last time what was the goal game for the American team was last Saturday afternoon, right? So then, so they won the gold and whatever. And then we had some other stuff like that. So were you really engaged? What's your thoughts on the Chef Curry doing this thing? Like, what's some of your thoughts?
I mean, I love the Olympics. Mm-hmm. I was excited for the gold medal game. Even the semifinal game, I mean, that was probably the most exciting game of the tournament.
Okay.
With them being down 15 going into the fourth and kind of making that miraculous comeback. And then the gold medal game was a good game as well. It just made you appreciate Steph because you don't know how often you're going to get to see him in those situations anymore with the way the Warriors are constructed. So to see him in a championship game, in a semifinal game and perform that way, was great to see. The women's game was great as well. We were just talking about I'm playing in the men's league and actually you guys can start this game without me because I'm going to finish watching this game.
Wow.
That's how good the women's game was. And that came down to last second.
They only won by one, right?
The girls' foot's not on the line. They're going into overtime.
Wow.
So I mean, it was a great ending to the Olympics on the basketball side. Track and field was obviously controversial in some ways.
Sure. Was that with who though? With Noah Lyles?
With Noah Lyles and the 200 and the COVID and.
Oh yeah, how did you feel about that? I mean, I know we talked about it. I don't know if I sent you this picture. I wanted to, but how did you feel about that? You know.
I don't know. I don't know because it's weird. You say you have COVID and then 2 days later there's a test posted saying you don't have it.
I didn't even. Okay, no, you got to catch me up on it. I don't know.
I never want to accuse anybody of lying or doing anything like that, but it just seems like.
I didn't know that.
It seemed like an easy play.
How did you feel? And we talked about this last week. How did you feel about the wheelchair?
Right. See, that's what
the theatrics.
He ran. He lost. I saw him laid out. I didn't know there was a wheelchair.
I'm off in a wheelchair.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, that's it.
How do I feel about that? Well, I mean, that goes along with him. He likes to play up to the crowd, playing to the theatrics. Right. So, you know.
I mean, you know, they said that it was like, you know, he was really exhausted. But I'm with you though. I'm like, why like now?
Like you just ran. Like
you just ran. Right. Right.
If you would have won, you would have needed.
Yeah, you would have done none of that stuff.
And I just saw him before the race. He still came out with the same energy before. So it's not like he like walked out and was like, I'm saving myself for this race.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Well, I mean, you know, it's part of that is you know, I guess some showmanship a little bit, right? And then did we bring up last time where he was like, you know, world champs, but all right. So you know, you know, athletes, I guess, you know, particularly Olympic athletes, they have to kind of market themselves, right? Because there's nobody, they're not in no league.
For once every 4 years.
Like, did you guys know about Noah Lyles before the Olympics? I didn't know about him. Did you guys know about him?
I knew because he made the comment like last year or something like that. So that's how I knew about him. But
but you know about him from the comment?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Not from his.
No.
Okay. See, me either.
And that goes back to, we talked about it a little bit, like the days of like those guys being superstars in the world, like your Usain Bolt, your Michael Johnsons,
right?
Like who?
They're not there.
Am I just out of touch with it, or do those people not really exist anymore?
No, I think the world has changed. I don't think people eat Wheaties no more.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's when you saw them, right? On Wheatie boxes, they were doing like marketing type of things. So they're not being marketed no more. Like, I didn't know who Noah Lyles was until I saw him, you know, in that race versus the guy from Jamaica. Right. Other than that, I didn't know who he was. You know what I'm saying? Did you know who he was, Fred, or?
I did from the previous Olympics, but I knew the name.
You knew the name.
But like if I saw him walking down the street, I wouldn't be like, oh, that's Noah.
Got you. Okay. What's your thoughts, Coach Bullock, about the Olympics, Chef Curry? I know he was happy for Chef because that's kind of your squad. Clay is your guy though.
Clay's my guy, but Steph's just
he's right there.
Steph.
Yeah.
Steph's one of those guys, like, that's probably my favorite player, but, like, that's just a given, I feel. Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, so, no, Olympic overall, I wasn't really locked into the Olympics like I have been in the past. I don't know why. I don't know if it was a time thing, if it was a channel thing, if it was a lack of superstars. And I'm talking about the other events, really.
Right.
Now, I followed in, like, the women's gymnastics and, you know, you checked in to see what happened, that kind of stuff. But I didn't, like... I remember watching women's gymnastics, like, and being into it, like they were my squad. Like, like I almost knew what was happening, like when I had no idea what was happening.
Right.
The men's game was you know, it was a good game, but I was happy that we controlled it and then kind of lost the lead, I think, you know, and then it was time for Steph to do his thing and kind of make his mark, which was unbelievable to see. And I don't know if we'll ever see anything like him again.
It was unbelievable,
just,
though, Coach.
And that the last shot was just like,
oh my gosh, yeah, forget about it.
You know, and it was perfect. The women's game was a good game, same thing. And I think a lot of people are missing that. You know, why are these games so close? We should be dominating. We should be doing all this stuff. And I think a lot of people are missing that the world. As much as everybody says, you know, soccer is the world sport, and I agree with that 100%. Soccer is the most popular sport. Basketball is huge outside of the US.
Big time.
And these players and teams are training for the Olympics.
Right.
So these teams are picked And these NBA guys go back every summer to play with this team to get ready for the next Olympics, where we put a team together for 2 weeks that just kind of shows up. And that's why we're able to win, because we have more talent. But if I think, I was looking at something for the team of what the team's going to look like in 28. That team might struggle
a little bit.
If you look at who those guys are, and hopefully, obviously if they progress, but
could that be? And I'm reaching. I'm gonna be clear. I'm reaching. Could that be like a little knock on Tatum that they're going to struggle a little bit? I'm reaching.
Super reach.
But it's a reach. It's a reach.
No, I think it's a knock on, because when you look at Tatum or Booker or AD or Bam, or those are your role players, right?
But now,
for this team,
for this year,
the role players, and those guys have been pretty much stars in the league since they got to the league.
Sure.
The guys who we're looking at for 2028 are NBA players now that aren't even all-stars.
Got you. I see what you're saying.
So it's like,
okay, I got you.
It's going to be,
it's going to be interesting. It might be like another 04 thing, maybe.
It could be. I mean, hopefully not. Hopefully, hopefully not.
Better. Yeah.
But when Wemby he said, "Listen,
we're coming.
We're not going away.
We're not going away." Yeah.
So,
I mean, what are your thoughts about? And I'm gonna touch beef on Tatum. I know we were talking last week, Fred. That he just went about his business. He just whatever. I kind of thought he was whining a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So he did have some statements to make afterwards, though, right? And do you still think that he just went about his business, or do you think that he was really salty about what happened in his experience? I'll let anybody take that. But the person knows who I'm directed it at, though.
Listen, I think I would look at Jason Tatum differently if he wasn't upset that he wasn't playing.
That's a good point.
Just because
that's a good point.
He's the leader of his franchise.
That's true.
He's been a part of a winning. So I would look at him as I would look at him differently if he wasn't upset. I want to know what this does for him in 28. I want to know if he's willing to give up his summer in 28, given his experience in 24. I don't know if he's going to do that. So that, like Marcus is saying, that'll make that 28 team, even less if he's not there.
Quick question before we get to Coach real quick. How would you feel if he did say, you know what, because of what happened in 24, I'm not playing in 28. How would you feel about that?
I don't think he'll say it. I think he'll just say, I got some nagging injuries, because there's guys that have sat out for other reasons.
Right.
LeBron has sat out one, Steph sat out a bunch.
So he'll put another reason out there, but the undertone would be because,
but if they keep going to Eastern Conference Finals and Finals for the next 3 years, and I don't blame them. You don't blame them.
Okay, all right. Are you a Tatum fan? That's my last question.
I love Tatum.
Okay, so I understand where your answer is.
What's your beef with Tatum?
Yo, I just thought that.
Is it because he's a Boston guy?
Go answer that question first. Are you a Tatum fan? Are you a Tatum fan?
All right, so no, I'm not.
Okay.
No, I'm not a Tatum fan. Just because I think that I don't know. You know what? I think he's a crybaby. I do. I don't. I like Brown better, you know what I'm saying? But I do think that he's a crybaby. And at the same time, what's really, really riding pause is the Boston thing. Like, I don't like nothing from Boston.
It's Duke, it's Boston. That's why Jason Tatum gets to hate.
You think so? You don't think it had nothing to do with his personality? You're absolving him from that.
Corny as they
come. He is corny, but I don't see him as being a crybaby.
So you don't think that he was complaining? Of course he was, Fred. Come on. But he was doing it through his mother.
Okay, that's what I was going to get to.
No. They asked his mom a question, right? It's not like his mom.
His mom responded to Dick Vitale saying, Dick Vitale put out a tweet that said, Tatum must be hurt. Tatum must be hurt. Something else must be going on. And his mom responded, he's not hurt. Nothing else. Yeah.
Well, she's defending her
Nothing
baby,
else
man.
going on. If you find anything out, let me know. That's what his mom said.
Right. Right. Oh, you think that was just defending his baby?
Yeah.
No. Okay. So in them type of situations, Fred. Fred, you've been signed for $25 million or whatever the case may be. More than that. Like, we're gonna say you've been signed for $300 million, right? Okay. You're Tatum essentially, Fred, and you don't have your people under control. You don't think that you have your family under control? The first thing you're doing, and matter of fact, your publicist, your agent is saying, listen, everybody in this room, protect the bag, shut your mouths. Protect your bag, don't comment on nothing. They have to do that.
But I don't think what she said hurt the bag, and at the end of the day,
true.
No matter how much money you have, that's your mom.
That's true.
So I'm never telling my mom what she can or cannot.
I got you. Last question. Do you think that tweet, his kind of response, matter of fact, I was texting you guys when I was watching the game, and he wasn't looking very celebratory. You know what I'm saying? He seemed to be like a little distant or whatever the case may be. Do you think that that's going to affect how people look at him? Do you think the public looked at him as a crybaby?
I think going back to the Duke and the Boston thing, I think they already have it in their head that Jason Tatum's just a guy that we don't like.
You're a loyal dude, man. You're a loyal dude.
No. I'm just saying. I just think that they already have had that, which is why when he didn't play, all the memes were going off because people were already looking for a reason to go at him. So, I mean, now they're making a big deal. I'm telling you, if Devin Booker doesn't play, if Ant Edwards doesn't play, if any of the other guys don't play, we have a bigger story.
You think so?
Yeah, because the story is Devin Booker grabbed Steve Kerr in the locker room after the game.
Okay.
Or Ant Edwards.
So definitely Devin Booker. I might be on the fence about Anthony Edwards just because of the fact that he has to, like, he made a statement of like, yo, I'm the best, I'm the number one option, right? Was he really being serious? At first, I was like, wow, he's kind of being a little braggadocious a little bit. Like, he might be serious, but he realized moving forward, like, nah, maybe he was just playing or whatever, or he's a young guy that has to have that confidence, which is nothing wrong with that. But I think if he didn't play, I don't think that he says, oh, I'm going home.
I disagree.
Oh, wow.
I think that's why Jason Tatum didn't play, because you can't sit Booker. And Booker earned it. Booker played great.
Booker played amazing. He was, and I'm just saying him just because of his personality.
And Edwards, you could have substituted Ant Edwards for Jason Tatum very easily and got the same, if not more, production.
Yeah, I don't know. If you compare those two, who would you rather have?
The guy that's been to 5 Eastern Conference Finals and won a championship.
It's not even close.
Okay. Same thing for you.
Yeah, it's not even close.
All right. Coach, I know you are, but are you a Tatum fan?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not at all. I think he's super corny. I think he tries too hard to make like the moment.
It's not. Yeah, it's something.
It's just not. It doesn't seem
natural.
Genuine.
Yeah.
But he can play.
He could play.
He could play.
But even when he played that final game, right, he looked kind of out of sorts a little bit. I don't know. I mean, but maybe that's because he hasn't played or he doesn't know his role.
He's in there probably thinking, all right, I cannot mess this up. Or it gives them the, and when you play like that, like, you can't play.
Okay. I mean, listen, I thought it was a very good game. Were you guys nervous?
No.
I was a little concerned.
I wasn't. Even when it got down to 3,
right?
I was like, and I don't know if nervous is the word. I was like, concerned. All right, somebody's got to make a play.
Somebody got, yeah.
Because at the end, like, if it got tied or if they started like, then maybe. But
right,
when you have the lead and you have those kind of players, something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Serbia, I was nervous.
Serbia, okay. You were more nervous with Serbia than you were with...
Just because it was 15 going into the fourth.
Right.
They were down 15 going into the fourth, and Serbia just seemed to have all the
moments. Okay, I got you.
For how they were being guarded. And they were shooting the ball well.
Okay. So. I don't know. I was a little nervous. I'm not going to lie to you. I kind of was like, I don't know. I mean, because they're not playing no defense. They're leaving people wide open. You know what I'm saying? And dare I say, I don't know. I feel like Anthony Davis, like, it's either like it's either you love him or you hate him. There's no in between, right? It's like, okay, if he's playing good and you're like, okay, yeah, he's getting busy. But if he's not playing, and I just felt like he was a little soft in there, in my opinion.
I think that's the problem with the end of the day. I think it's the problem with the Lakers. I think
it's a little soft, son. Like,
because I think when they brought him to the Lakers, I think the hope was that he would take over and be the guy, and now LeBron can just kind of like
I don't see that happening.
Take over when he needs to take over. But now it's not.
Yeah. And last point, I don't see. So I thought they was gonna go back with Embiid because I thought Embiid, not because he was doing little but I thought just his overall toughness and it stopped them because what's his name? And for a little stretch. What's my man name? I always want to say he was exiled to the bench in New York.
Oh, Fournier.
Fournier could play.
Yeah.
Okay. And he's got a little chip on his shoulder because, he felt like, people keeping me down, not playing me. So he was getting busy, getting to the rim and stuff like that. So I thought they would come back with Embiid, but they didn't. And I think it's because they didn't want to have Gobert in there.
Yeah, because Gobert was only going to play when Embiid was.
With Embiid's in there. How do you feel about Gobert? Last question of the segment. I don't know. Do you still look at him as the COVID clown?
I think that's why I started not liking him, and it's just continued.
You know what I mean?
I have a problem, and I know a lot of NBA players have said this. How can you be a defensive player of the year or this elite defensive player, but there's times where we have to take you out of the game defensively?
Yeah.
Right? Forget your offense. Offensively, he's terrible. Like, he can't do it. He doesn't.
Right.
We can't give him the ball in the post. I guess he's a lob threat, I guess. Like, whatever.
Right.
But if you're this good defensively,
why we take
there should never be a lineup that another team can put on the floor where we have to take you out of the game because you can't play. And that's NBA-wise. FIBA-wise, how can you not play on your country's
team?
Like, how?
Right. How you coming on? How you on the bench? Yeah. And you in the league.
And you're supposed to be an elite player in the league.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
So I don't know. I don't see how that works.
That's interesting. But I think that, the thing with him is and that's a good point you bring up though, because is he like did he ever win the Defensive Player of the Year?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so that means multiple times. Yeah. So right, so that means when I guess with somebody, we need to break that down a little bit because now if you're Defensive Player of the Year, that means that it doesn't matter who you're guarding, you can lock them up pretty much, right? But he's Defensive Player of the Year at his position. Which one is it? You know what I'm saying?
So I think he gets it. So a lot of times, and this is scheme, and this isn't his fault, they'll put him on the weakest offensive player, no matter what position they are.
Oh, okay.
And then he's kind of like a roamer. So now he's kind of just trying to wait for somebody to drive to the rim, take that away, that kind of stuff. And that's just a scheme. So you can't, I don't fault him for that.
Right.
But I think there are other players in the league that cause more havoc defensively than he does.
Got you. Okay, that's fair.
The fact that I think Jrue Holiday should almost win it every single year.
Yeah, he's tough.
He guards the best player.
He does.
Every single time, regardless of position.
Right.
He guarded Embiid this year.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah, I didn't know that Booker was good defensively too. He's pretty good too.
Solid, when he wants to be.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And I think that's a testament to if guys want to play defense, they can play.
They can play defense, yeah. So, I mean, I just want to give a shout out to because I enjoyed this year's Olympic experience. It's probably the most I've watched ever since I was a young boy or whatever, or even since Michael Phelps. Because when Michael Phelps was out there, everybody watched him too. But I do want to give props to Richardson, Sha'Carri.
Yeah.
Okay, because she did like the LeBron to the track person, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I want to give a shout out to her with that extreme confidence. I missed the women's game, but it was good, I hear.
Good game.
So shout out to them. And shout out just to the American team, the whole team as a whole for all the gold medals that they won. So shout out to them. Yep, absolutely.
Let me ask you guys a question. I already know your answer. Who is the best quarterback?
There you go.
In Eagles history?
Let's go.
The best quarterback in Eagles history.
Might be tough for you. I know you're a Cowboy fan. You know,
I mean, it's not a who you like.
I don't think it's that tough. I think I'm going between a couple names.
Okay,
out there. Because I know you're not going to say the name that
he should though.
What name's he going to say?
Oh, no.
Who's the best quarterback?
Best quarterback. Give me the top. Give me 3.
So I'm going McNabb.
Yep.
I can't give you 3. I'll just go McNabb.
McNabb. Who would be 2?
I haven't watched enough Eagles to know. I'm trying to think who else would be. I haven't watched before him. Before him, I wouldn't know.
Okay, so go after him. Who would be the next best quarterback after McNabb? Who would be in that mix?
Hurts.
Okay.
So we have an Eagles quarterback that just retired as an Eagle, who some people say is the best Eagles quarterback in history.
Absolutely.
It's not Nick Foles.
Absolutely. Nicky Foles. Absolutely.
You think so?
Absolutely. And listen, I mean, it's not just me. They're having a retirement ceremony for him. They're having a retirement ceremony for him. Okay. So it's not just me. Okay. Everybody else, I think.
It looks bad on your organization to do that. I'm just telling you.
To have a retirement ceremony for him?
For Nick Foles?
Yeah.
1,000%.
Why? Wait a minute. Why? Why would it look bad? I mean, think about it. He did something that no other quarterback.
But that just puts you guys. But that just shows where your organization is.
He's a Giants fan.
But that just shows where the Eagles are as an organization.
But
that's cool.
No.
Hold on, Fred. They are who we thought they were.
I disagree.
What did Nick Foles play? 6 games that year?
No. That year.
But then he had another. So my point is this: you have 1 Super Bowl in your history. Correct?
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And the quarterback who brought it to you retires. Having a ceremony for him, I don't think is the biggest deal in the world.
Okay.
Now, nobody's saying that his numbers should be retired. I mean, he probably thinks that. But I'm saying, and I don't think he's the best quarterback in history. Having a ceremony for him, I don't think is a big deal.
No, but listen, you're only having a ceremony for somebody if they're a big deal. Okay.
No. I'm saying, no. I think he's a big deal in Eagles history, of course.
That's why I'm saying that. That's why I'm saying that, because he's that big of a deal in that short little bit of film or time he's played, he is the greatest. He did something that no other quarterback has done.
Agreed.
You have to give it to him. You cannot say Donovan McNabb.
So you think Nick Foles is the best quarterback in Eagles history?
The best.
Okay.
That's why they're having the ceremony.
That's part of him being a Philly hater. I am a Philly Eagle hater. I am. Yeah.
Okay, I am. But I'm rooting for them. Okay, and you agree with that, right? Yes. That's genuine. You agree? Okay. Yes. So, but did they have a retirement ceremony for McNabb? I don't recall one.
I'm sure they did.
They should have.
I'm sure they did. Yes, number 5 will always love you. Yes, they did.
They should have.
They had a
See, that's what he said. Number 5 will always love.
Oh, okay. Yes, all right.
Who do you think the best quarterback is, Eagles?
McNabb.
Okay.
But he didn't bring it home, though.
I agree.
I agree. So does McNabb have a statue outside the link? No. Does Nicky Foles have a statue outside?
Yes.
That's all I'm saying. He's the greatest. Yo, he did something that...
No, that moment was the greatest. That moment in time, that season was the greatest season in Eagles history. 100% agree.
Right.
But that doesn't mean he's the best. That means... So you're saying every player on that team was the best ever at their position?
No.
That's a good point.
No, I mean, I see that point, but no, I'm not saying that. I'm talking about the quarterback, okay? You're not going to compare the quarterback position to, say, the safety position.
Why not?
You can't. Because in history, everybody knows the quarterback.
Is Brandon Graham the best defensive end in Eagles history? He got the sack that won the game.
They may have a retirement ceremony for him.
They will, because he's been there for 15 years. They definitely.
And then you know what? I don't know anybody else. I don't know anybody else. Well, who would it be? Reggie White? Was Reggie White? Would they play the same position?
They did.
Okay, so
are we serious?
Is Doug Peterson the best coach in Eagles history?
He's gonna say yes. He already said yes.
Why are we thinking about it when Andy Reid was a part of your organization?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Because listen. If you don't get the job done.
Here's a great question for you. Great question for you. If the Eagles win the Super Bowl this year, is he still the best quarterback in Eagles history?
as much as I want to get my Marty McFly on and go into the future, I don't know how I'm going to feel, Coach. I can't.
But my point is this: you're saying because he won a Super Bowl, he's the best.
Right.
So if the Eagles ever win another Super Bowl, that takes away from the one Super Bowl they have.
Now, Coach, when you do something the first time, you're always revered more than when you do it.
But that doesn't make revered is different. Revered and being the best are two different things. Like it's just like we talked about the New York captaincy.
Okay.
Lance Thomas,
right.
Thomas and Jalen Brunson are on two different worlds. Patrick Ewing and Lance Thomas are on two different worlds.
But they're in the same conversation for whatever reason, right?
Right. So the quarterbacks will be in the same conversation.
Right.
So it doesn't mean because I did it first, I have to be better.
True. So I'll say this, that I'd have to reconsider.
Okay.
I'd have to reconsider because think about it. We say who is the GOAT, right? And what separates the two? Because most people want to say LeBron, but the Jordan people say.
Listen, I think it's very simple.
But what does the Jordan people say?
They talk about the ring.
They say 6. You know what I'm saying? I think LeBron, he did more than Jordan as far as like basketball wise, as far as positions and stuff like that. But Jordan was a killer. I don't think LeBron's a killer like Jordan. You know what I'm saying? But either way, like I said, I think Nicky Foles I think he's the greatest of all time in Eagle history. I do. Now,
if your franchise has won a championship in any sport, in order to be the greatest in that franchise, you have to have won a championship.
I mean, okay.
I don't disagree with that.
No. So here's what I'm gonna say. If I got a chip, if we're all in the room and there's 9 quarterbacks in the room, okay, and I got the chip and the other 8 don't, I'm already feeling like, yes, I brought it home.
You're feeling like that, but that doesn't mean it's a fact.
Everybody's feeling that way. There's no way they're going to say, well, listen, even though I brought the Super Bowl home, I did not throw up. There's no rumors out there. I even said, Dougie P, nah, we going with this play. They got to play on beers.
No, listen, I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm asking the question. So now, we'll just keep it simple. The Eagles, quarterbacks, from now to the end of history,
they're chasing Nicky Foles.
In order to be the greatest,
yes,
you have to win a Super Bowl.
You're going to have to do something.
So if Jalen Hurts, he's been to 1, right?
Yeah.
If he gets to 5 more, never wins.
Yeah. You couldn't deliver.
Interesting.
You couldn't deliver.
Can I ask you?
Yes.
Who's the best player in Sixers history?
I might be biased though. I'm gonna go with Julius Erving.
Okay.
I might be biased though. That's my favorite player. That's my guy. So I might be biased. That's my favorite player.
But the consensus is what? That who's the best player?
They'll probably say Will. They're not saying AI. There's no way they're saying AI.
A lot of people say AI.
A lot of people will say Allen Iverson.
Really?
Say AI.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. A lot of people say
AI. I think most people say.
So no. Where do you think Iverson is on that?
He's probably number 3. He's number 3.
Okay.
He didn't deliver. You cannot trump somebody that didn't deliver versus somebody that delivered. You cannot trump them. Now, again, we're talking about great players. They're still great players, though.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But Iverson, unfortunately, he didn't deliver. I mean, think about it. And that's my team. The Sixers are my squad, okay? I'm upset with them by having a remembrance and a celebration of the 0-1 season. What are we celebrating? What are we really celebrating? We lost. That's what we celebrated. So why are we celebrating that?
Yeah.
That's my opinion. But Nicky Foles, listen, Jalen Hurts, you're chasing Nicky Foles. Just get it done. That's all. Get it done. And then he's in that conversation.
So there was only one person in the conversation right now. It's not even
I tell you what, let's just who has a statue? Which quarterback in Eagle history has a statue? And that sums
is
it
the
up.
Statue for Nick Foles, or is it for the moment?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so is it Nicky Foles and like the in the huddle? Like, what's the statue of? Is it just him? I haven't seen it.
I
I believe it's him
But when you
like saying, like, I think it's the moment where he's like talking to Sirianni about.
No, you mean Peterson saying Philly. Right.
Okay, so, but that is the moment.
The moment he became the greatest. Yes, Fred.
No.
Yes, Fred. Yes, Fred.
No. The moment of that team winning a Super Bowl.
They didn't win that Super Bowl that moment. That was the moment that he became the Nicky Foles. It's always Nick Foles, but he's Nicky Foles.
I think your view is only flawed. The championship thing is strong. I agree.
It's hard to trump that.
Right. My only problem with it is that's the only position it can apply for, which I don't think is fair.
So if Carson Wentz doesn't get hurt that year, do you think?
Why did he go there?
Do you?
Whoa! Let's go. Okay, wait a minute. They done some research.
Who's that in the picture? Doug Peterson and Nick Foles.
Right.
Oh, right. No, what he said? He said he's talking to.
No, but Doug Peterson is in. Doug Peterson has a statue. Come on, man. Like, what are we talking about?
But wait a minute. Hold up.
I know you're saying.
Oh, right. Exactly. Yeah. What have I said about Doug Peterson? He's the what? Greatest coach in Eagle history.
There's no way.
But
that takes away from Nick Foles that he's in the statue too.
But why? Because that's the moment that he transcends. That's the moment.
Shows that it's about the moment.
But that's the moment his greatness took off.
But that shows that it's about the moment, not about the player.
No. It is about the play because
it's about the moment.
Who created the moment, Coach?
He's not. His name's not even on the statue.
Well, they were doing some vandalism out there. Who knows?
Nick Foles said it. Okay.
Exactly.
So one play call.
He didn't even call it. He asked.
He said, yo, listen.
That's like when
he said, no. Philly.
No, he said you want
Philly. Coach, please, maybe I'm just the backup filling in for the guy that y'all really.
You want to run quick? No, I want to run quick. I don't want you to shoot. Listen, I don't disagree with the champ. I think that's strong. I think that's very strong.
I mean, if they had won previous championships, so it's hard to say somebody is better than Aikman, right? But you'll have some people say Tony Romo is one of the greatest players in Dallas Cowboy quarterbacks or whatever, right?
Yeah.
If you ain't win, you're not in that conversation. Troy Aikman
he can still be one of the greatest quarterbacks in Dallas.
Yeah, he can be, but not the greatest.
But I don't disagree. I think you have a strong because they haven't won before.
They haven't won.
I think you have it. And I also think if he plays the season, it gives him more strength.
But if we're talking about the greatest at a position.
Wait, you mean play the whole season?
Yeah.
But okay, so how many he played 6 games?
I don't even think he played that many.
All right, but he played.
I think it was 4.
Like 4 games, 4 or 5 regular, right?
No.
Oh, 4 or 5 total.
Like 3 in the regular season and 3 in the playoffs, 2 in the playoffs.
Which one was tougher?
What?
The games that Wentz played or Foles played?
No. I'm not even saying that they were tougher. I'm saying you played 6 games. I'm saying if you play the whole season, it just I'm not saying anybody had time. I'm not even going to bring up that name. I'm just saying
it gives you a little more, a little more skin in the game.
I still, however, believe one season can't trump
right. I was going
10, 12, 11.
Longevity that means nothing in your assessment of who's the greatest. Longevity doesn't really mean anything.
I'm not saying it does. I think it means a lot. But I think that sometimes, you can have an iconic moment that just transcends your value, transcends who you are.
I think that's what it's doing. It's transcending his value in your
value, and
it's made him so much better.
Not just my mind, everybody's mind.
Not everybody.
But it's
they gave him a statue. They haven't retired
the moment a statue.
If they lose that game, where do you have Nick Foles on quarterback rating?
I don't even. We're not even having this conversation.
You're not even
having this conversation.
So how can he be the greatest?
Because he proved you. Wait, so hold up. You're telling me.
So it can't go from I'm either not in the conversation to the greatest. It has to either be like he's either like 2, 3. They're ranking hard. Donovan McNabb. Like it can't be. Oh, he's 7 or 8 or 1. So what? You just skip over.
No. So when we're saying that the greatest in American football national history, then I'm on your team with that point. But when we're talking about Eagles, and we're talking about specific Eagles have not had a championship. Fred, let me, and again, I know you know, but you're not a Eagles fan, but I know you know because we live in this area.
Right.
It was a holiday.
No, listen.
Schools were canceled. That's I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it was insane.
Right. So it's more than just what he did he did for the air. He delivered. In a sense, and I'm not comparing him to
moment.
He delivered a great moment.
And I'm not comparing him to this.
A singular moment that I hope is the only
one. I promise you, I'm not comparing him to this. But in a sense, he was like the Eagles' Moses. In a sense, he was. He delivered them to the promised land. Yo, they was Fred. When I first moved out here, there were cats at Acme with these old. They had the 1965 championship jacket on.
Yeah.
You ever go to the Acme, the old store? You see the old head with the old VFW war thing. That's what it reminded me of. But now, guess what? I was somewhere yesterday. Shorty had on the championship eagle thing. Like everybody got a sense of pride. Man, when I saw you after the thing, you went.
Well, that was because it was you. That was because
you know what I'm saying? So he did something for the area. Of course, he's the greatest quarterback in Eagle history.
Okay.
Right now, because it's only Chip won. Now, if Hurts wins, which I fully expect him, this is a good segue and transition to the next topic, which is preseason football. If Hurts wins this year, now he might trump Foles because of his story and his icon. He was counted out. All that stuff matters, man. All that stuff matters. You know what I mean? This, in my opinion, I don't know.
Jalen Hurts was counted out when? When he was at Alabama winning national championships, or when he was at Oklahoma, or when was he counted out?
When he was with the Eagles. Are you serious? Well, see, because you know you're a Cowboy fan.
Who counted him out?
Everybody. They couldn't stand him. He can't throw. He can't this. He can't that.
How many years has he been the quarterback of the Eagles?
4? Or is it? It's not 5, right?
This will be his 4th.
And they've been to the Super Bowl. So when was he counted out?
Before the Super Bowl. They didn't even want to start. Come on, Fred. Like they and I hate to say you brought his name up. They missed Carson Wentz. They loved Carson Wentz.
They didn't miss Nick Foles?
No, that's the thing. That's a great point.
They didn't miss the greatest quarterback of all time.
That's a great point. That's a great point. They didn't miss him. They didn't, and I don't know why. I didn't know why. Because we had a debate on here one time. Who did more, Carson Wentz or Nick Foles? Everybody said Carson Wentz.
Because
think about it, Fred. There you go. No, you paused for a minute.
No,
you paused for a minute, though.
Because he did. He got it going.
Fred.
If he doesn't, they were 11-0 at one point that year.
Yeah, he was.
He got it going. So that team was rolling. So Nick Foles was able to step into a team that was already rolling. I don't think I've ever seen a team as hot as that Eagles team. That team was rolling
until the injury, and then they
the playoffs. They rolled. They had a great playoff run.
Who was responsible for that?
The team played amazing.
No, Nick Foles plays amazing too. But let me ask you, who was responsible for that? Who was behind center? And then number 2, what had more pressure? The playoffs or the regular season? Where's there more pressure at, Fred? Because
obviously there's more pressure.
Exactly. Because you know what? Listen, he can't make a mistake. So you proving my point. He came off the bench.
He made plenty of mistakes.
You can't make a mistake that vital, because once you lose, it's a wrap. That's a different level of pressure.
Who's better, Joe Flacco or Lamar Jackson?
You already know what I'm saying.
Who?
He doesn't want to
Flacco.
Say
He's got to go. He's got to do it. Okay.
He doesn't really.
No, but I actually think Lamar is on the clock. Lamar's got to win. He's got to win.
But why is that only on Lamar? There's 50 other people on the team. So you can have the best quarterback in history and the rest of your roster is terrible.
Listen.
So now the quarterback stinks?
So can I ask you a question here?
Sure.
If let's say Tua Tagovailoa wins the Super Bowl this year, he's better than Dan Marino? Like, we can't just have that be the only argument. That just can't be he won. He's the great.
No. Wait, listen, wait a minute. I didn't say that he was better than. I said that he has to trump someone that didn't get it done. You have to. We're talking about.
That's what I just said. So Tua would be over Dan Marino.
Yes.
Okay.
That doesn't make sense.
How?
That's just not logical. This is not logical.
Okay. And listen, you know what? For the rest of the season, okay, you already know how I am. For the rest of the season, I'm going to please stay consistent.
When they had Ray Lewis in them.
Oh, yo, he's up there. No, he's up there.
No.
Bum, you talking about bum Kyle Bowler? No. Trent Dilfer. He's up there. He's up there, and that's a great point. That's to your point because you know what? He probably shouldn't be up there, but he's up there. And you know what?
Why?
Yo, because he got it done.
But he didn't get it done.
Yes, he did.
The defense got it done.
No, come on, son.
The defense did everything.
Listen, come on. Listen.
What are we talking?
Listen. When a team,
they literally. I'm sorry to cut you off. They literally came in and said, "Just don't mess this up."
Yo, listen, Marcus. You've been watching Super Bowls. Fred, you've been watching Super Bowls since you were young, right? Yeah. For the most part, when they ask, who do they ask? Where are you going now? Who they normally ask?
The MVP.
That's a good point.
It's always the MVP.
That's a good point. Who's usually the MVP?
Depends.
Quarterback.
It's usually the quarterback.
Yes.
Who's the most important position on an NFL team? What's the most important position on an NFL team?
99.9% of the time it's the quarterback.
That's why he's getting the revere. He's being revered.
Peyton Manning.
Oh, with the Broncos?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. It was defense.
So
but guess what? Who are they revering? Who got all the glory?
No, he didn't.
Yes,
that year he didn't. He got it because he was Peyton Manning, not because he did anything. Everybody said, "Man, Peyton carried you that one."
So when the Seahawks rolled the Broncos, nobody said a word about Russell Wilson.
Facts.
They talked about the Legion of Boom.
Yes.
So there are times where the team and the defense can lead a group to a Super Bowl. There can be a time where a team is really hot and playing well and they win.
Who won the MVP of that Super Bowl? I can assure you it wasn't the Legion of Boom. I can assure you that. Wasn't.
Who was it?
I think it was Russell Wilson. I believe it was. It wasn't Marshawn Lynch. Is it Marshawn or it's Marshawn, right?
Marshawn.
Yeah, it wasn't him. I mean, no, listen, this is great, though. This is great. I'm just saying, listen, please stay consistent because I'm going to find a way to marry that into something that y'all say. So just stay consistent. That's all I'm saying. Listen, NFL.
It was, sorry to cut you off. It was a linebacker. It was Malcolm Smith.
Really? What the hell did he do? That was a good point. What did he do? Malcolm Smith that year? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, listen, at the end of the day, I mean, I just feel like Nicky, like I said, back to end this, Nicky Foles to me is the greatest. Matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, you tell me who you guys think is the greatest quarterback in Eagles history. I'm going with Nicky Foles. They're going with Donovan McNabb. Somebody might be going with Ron Jaworski. Okay? Somebody else might be saying Randall Cunningham. So it's a lot of different perspectives. We want to know your perspective. Let us know. Anyway, let's get into the NFL preseason. You guys been watching some games or what?
Not at all.
Me either.
I watched a little bit of highlights, but yeah, not really.
Okay. I haven't either. So I do know that the Eagles won.
What I find interesting about the preseason now is I feel like the teams, when they do these joint practices leading up to whatever preseason game they have, I feel like that's when the starters get like all the work.
Right.
And then the game's just like, all right.
It's whatever, right?
Whoever we need to see. So I think that I think it's smart that they do it that way. I think that makes a lot of sense. Controlled environment. You can run,
Yeah.
But I think it takes away from what the preseason has been in the past.
Yeah. Do you guys get in? I mean, who has the best preseason? Is it NFL, NHL, NBA, or MLB? Which one has the greatest preseason? Because I'm not excited about any other preseason other than basketball. But that could be because that's my favorite sport. But I don't know. It just tell me. What do you think?
I mean, I would say basketball because there's only 12 guys on the team.
Okay.
Or 14, 15, whatever it is, guys on the team. So even when like at the, throughout the game, you're still seeing guys who are going to be playing during the regular season. I think NFL is probably the most popular because I think football is the most popular sport. So people are so excited for it because they wait, from February all the way to August. For it to happen, and there's so few games that, I think football is the most popular. I enjoy basketball probably the most. Yeah. I think baseball is the worst.
I think so too. Yeah. Probably because it's longer, right? It lasts so long.
It lasts so long. It comes back around, and they have their games are half the teams playing in this team, half the teams down there playing that. You don't even know what's going on.
Right. What about you, Fred? Same thing or?
Same thing. I think the NBA preseason is so exciting because you get to see the rookies for the first time.
Yeah, that's true.
Real game situation, not just the summer league.
Yeah.
And then with NFL preseason, it's hard. It's hardly unwatchable after the first half because you're seeing guys who won't be there next week.
Right. Absolutely. So now I did hear that Hurts didn't play no snaps.
No.
Yeah. What do you think? That's purposeful, or you think that's trying to protect him a little bit, or
so I think
recovering?
In both their games, I think the weather wasn't great.
Oh, okay.
So I think a lot of the starters didn't play, but I think it goes back to the practices. I think that's when they're
that's when they get their reps in.
You're getting your reps in against another team.
Yeah.
You have to read the defense. You don't know what they're doing. So I think that's what has a lot to do with it. I just think it's with the longer season, with these guys being so valuable,
right?
You can't afford an injury for.
Got you. Has Dak played? Do you know? Or?
He hasn't.
Okay. You think is that coaching decision, or that's more Dak decision?
I think it's just protecting your investment.
Okay, I got you.
They're not really investing.
They're not really investing.
I mean, there's not a lot of starting quarterbacks that.
Yeah.
You are because if most times NFL you lose your starting quarterback, your season's pretty much done.
Yeah.
So why would we risk that in August?
So why? What's the problem with giving him a contract? I mean, I think Jerry Jones said some. I can't remember exactly what he said. He said something that was a little almost like. I can't even remember what it is. But he said something that wasn't necessarily in support of being in a rush. With CeeDee Lamb.
That was about CeeDee.
That was right. Not being in a rush.
Yeah, he said we're in no rush to get the deal done or something. Yeah.
Right. So when you say stuff like that, right? And I know you talked about it last time, that, he needs to kind of stop meddling in the business and stuff like that. What does that do to CeeDee Lamb? If you're CeeDee Lamb and you hear your owner or your boss or whatever say something like that, what position do you take as CeeDee Lamb?
I think it helps you assess your position in the organization and kind of where you're prioritized.
Okay.
And maybe when, there's time for a deal's up, maybe you're, looking to go somewhere else where you feel more valued.
Yeah.
I think CeeDee's one of the best receivers in the league.
Sure.
I think without him, our offense struggles. It's kind of similar to if Dak wasn't there. I mean, our offense takes a big hit if CeeDee's not on the field. So I do think we need to prioritize getting him
done,
him locked in.
So I mean, when something like that happens, and because I guess that's anywhere on any level, right? But particularly on a level when you're getting paid, right? So on a high school level, if you're not getting no playing time, chances are it's because, listen, you got to prove yourself. You got to step it up, whatever the case may be, right? And the kid might feel some type of way, whatever, but that's all growing pains, right? But now you're getting paid and you're not playing. So it's like, you really, it's like, you're at the control of the organization, whatever. And they're like, listen, just, shut up. I'm paying you anyway. No, but that's what they're saying, though. Yeah. That's what they're saying. Like, shut up. I'm paying you. Like, you know what I'm saying? How can you respond to that? How do you respond to that? How would you respond, coaches? Because they're not saying it, But that's what it's being said, right?
I mean, you're talking about in CD's case, or you're saying if I'm
in CD's case or anybody's case, like I can't say I can relate to because I'm not making that kind of money, whatever. But I can understand how CD Lamb might be feeling when it's like, okay, wait a minute, I thought you looked at me as valuable, and this is like kind of pressing. You're like, we're in no rush. Like it's not a big deal to you.
I think that's tough, man. I think, like Fred said, like it kind of just tells you what people feel about you.
Sure.
And I think the problem with Jerry Jones is I don't think that's how the organization actually feels about him. I think they want CD there forever.
Right.
But I think he, being who he is, I don't know if he says things the right way or words it the way he really means it to be, but like, yeah, that doesn't come off like, so if I'm CD Lamb, I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, what's that about?
And I think he even responded to somebody, he just said laugh out loud or something like,
right.
Like, but yeah, I mean, it's tough, but like when you're dealing with that kind of money, I mean, yeah, like if you're paying me, I'm under contract, and it's easy for me to say, like, if I'm under contract, I'm going to show up and do what I'm supposed to do.
That's bottom line, right?
But like, I get it. Like,
yeah, I get it too.
I should be making more. Like Brandon Ayuk in San Francisco, I should be making more money, or not. Hassan Reddick, like I should be making more money. I'm not showing up till I get a deal, because if I get hurt in this practice, like
it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
Right.
So I get it.
So now, if their mothers speak out, I'm okay with that.
I think it kind of goes back to my point.
If their mom say something, I'm okay with it. If their mom say something, because it's a different situation.
Why? How come they don't have their mothers under control?
No, but this is
right.
More,
how come they didn't pull their moms?
This is more livelihood, though. See, we're talking about livelihood. You know what I'm saying? This Olympics is more like a invitation, like a privilege, almost like going to like the
right,
Grammys
so even more
or
reason
something.
for
You know what I
Jason
mean?
Tatum's mom to speak out in that situation, because there's really no risk.
But you just got to the club. So like that level of a club, you just got there. Like you're not really all the way there. Like you're there. What do you say? What do you put them in? You put them in the third tier?
Time out.
You put them in tier 3, right? Was that? You did tiers. Yeah, like of the Olympic players.
Olympic player.
He's tier 3.
But hold on, let's be clear. There's only 3 players ahead of him.
No, it's still what? Who was?
LeBron was on a tier by himself.
Who's 2 though? No, 2 was
KD and Steph were in tier 2.
KD, Steph, Booker.
No,
Booker. So you put Booker.
He might.
Between
Booker's
2 and 3?
No, Booker's on tier 4.
Okay, Booker's below.
Yes.
Okay, all right, okay. Well, I'm just saying, but see, right, so that's... But
Embiid's on tier 3.
Embiid's not on tier 3.
To be
on the Olympic team?
He's got to be like tier 2. He's got to be tier 2, I think. Yeah.
Embiid's on tier 3 of the Olympic team.
I think he's barely on tier 3.
Barely on tier 3. You're saying he's on tier 4.
He's between 3 and 4 to me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. His biggest accomplishment is getting past the first round.
I can give you that.
I'm saying as a player.
But no, I'm just saying as a player, as talent.
His biggest accomplishment is getting past the first round.
No, I'm talking about.
I'm not talking about that perspective, Fred. It's okay.
I'm not talking about accomplishments. I'm talking about talent.
Talent-wise, yes.
I'm talking about just basketball.
I say talent, he's on 2, maybe 3, in between 2 and 3.
And here's why he's on 3 to me and not 2, because just like Gobert, there were times we can't have him out.
Can't have him in the game. Okay. All right, so that's fair. So, I mean, but listen.
How we got on that.
Yeah.
He like to say shout at Jason Tatum.
So, I know, but let's just bring it back with the preseason, right? And, I want to talk about Harbaugh. Is it Harbaugh? Harbaugh or whatever. So now he was thinking about giving Kaepernick a chance to coach.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. He's giving how do you feel about that? I think I'm okay with that, because a lot of coaches, get with their former players to whatever. And I think that would be a good look for him. Yeah. I mean, I think the playing days are over. I think it's like 37, 38. It's not fair he hasn't had a chance. Okay. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? I also say, I've been very clear about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, when he was playing last, he was on the decline.
Yeah.
Okay. There was no more Kaepernicking. Okay. Do y'all remember when he was Kaepernicking? That was the Kaepernick. You know what I'm saying? So there's no more of that. He wasn't doing that well. But I do think that he would still deserve the opportunity to play in the NFL, and I think that he would be a really good coach.
I don't know if he'd be a good coach or not. I think if he's presented the opportunity to coach and he takes it, I think that's great. Mm-hmm. I think when you get into that world, it's a little bit different. I think to me, I think for him now, and I guess the last couple of years, it's been more about me just being seen and heard, as opposed to me actually trying to get back into the league, me being able to stand on what I have to stand on.
I got you. His platform.
As opposed to actually trying to get back to the league. And I think he's going to have to, if he does take a coaching job, nobody cares about who the quarterback coach is. Like, nobody cares about who this is. So, like, he's going to have to humble himself a little bit.
Yeah,
nobody's going to care about it.
Well, people don't care about it.
To hear from you.
They don't care about the quarterback coach until he's not there no more and your quarterback struggling. So I think that happened with one of the Eagles. Didn't they have a good quarterback? Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, but I get your point, though. You know what I'm saying? That it's not... You're not going to be in the spotlight you know what I'm saying? But I think that's a good look for him, though.
Would you want him as your quarterback coach?
I don't see why not.
Was he a good quarterback?
I think that he has
quarterback.
What? He was almost the third best quarterback in football. So he was right.
He was right there. He was right there. He was right. But you got to celebrate them too, though, because he got you there, though. He took him there, though. So he is. No, that's just me. Yeah. No, I get it, but he is pretty good, though.
So Brock Purdy's right there.
Brock Purdy's right there.
No, I'm just saying, like, because think about it.
But yeah, he was a good player. That always doesn't translate to being a good coach.
I'm saying the way he played, would you want him as your quarterback? I guess it's going to depend on who your quarterback is. What style?
Well, what did they play? It was West Coast offense they had.
He was running so much.
He was throwing too, though. But he ran more. You're right.
I think that was his threat, was his running. I think that's what opened up everything else. And I'm not saying that as a negative thing. Right. I'm just saying if I had a pocket passer, would I want him as my quarterback?
Because he took whose position? Alex Smith?
I believe so.
Yeah. He took Alex Smith's job, yeah. So, I mean, I think he'll be a good coach. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes those type level players, they actually really become good coaches.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because if we switch to basketball, Tyronn Lue, he's a really good coach. Yeah. He wasn't a star, but he was a good player. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Anything else with NFL preseason? Anything other?
I watched a little bit of Caleb Williams this morning. He looked good against the Bills. He looked like he was able to move in the pocket. He looked like he was able to throw on the run. He made some creative plays. So I'll be interested to see what they do. If they can keep him upright, I think he can be able to make some plays. I don't know what that means for them in the season, but I'm a fan of his, and I thought he looked good in his first against the Bills in that preseason game.
Last question on this topic before I pass it over to you, Mark. What do you think about Tom Brady? Did you hear about this? Tom Brady threw a little jab at Danny Dimes. Did you?
I didn't. What happened?
So it was just really briefly. They were talking. This Tom Terrific is coming into the broadcast booth, right? And he was saying that he was probably going to be a little critical on quarterbacks, and he's got to be mindful because he doesn't want to get the backlash of being super critical. And he was trying to give an example. He's like, there's this. So let's say, for instance, Daniel Jones throws an interception. And then people took that as wow, because Danny Dimes was Danny intercepts a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I don't know. I'm not big on Danny Dimes. I'm a Giant fan first, and I'm not. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I appreciate it because I'm not looking forward to the season. I'm not looking forward to it.
My wife has literally stopped watching football.
I don't blame. Tell her. Listen, Mrs. Batiste, I share your sentiments. Okay, I'm telling you straight up because I don't want to watch them. And then you had the biggest fleece and steal of all time. You guys got Barkley. You guys, you know what I'm saying? We let him go over ego. And the owner was upset about that. You know what I'm saying? So we're a mess. That's all I'm gonna say. So,
but back to what your original question about Brady. I mean, I don't think it was a shot. If that's what he said, that doesn't sound like
I don't think it was a shot either, yeah.
He was probably in New York when he said it.
Right.
Because that's where all that stuff happened. So he probably, this is the team here. But I mean, it's like Romo. When Romo was in there, it was, to me, I think Romo did a great job just because of his insight. I think Tom Brady's problem is he's going to always try to sound like the smartest in the room.
Sure.
Instead of just giving us insight.
Right.
Because when they just give insight and it's like,
that's true.
It's like a watch. Okay, watch. He's going to step back and do this, and then it happens. You're like, wow.
Right.
But like when it comes out as I know more than everybody, like that's just
right.
Nobody wants
to hear that. But people will respect it more from him
for sure
than Trent Dilfer. Because Dilfer comes across like that a little bit. Yeah. I mean, but I don't even know if he's still out there like that. You know what I'm saying? But when he was out there, he was very critical of them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And now to your point, I will say, yo, come on, man. Yo, you know what I mean? I might say like, yo, it wasn't really you, bro. The defense got it. You know what I'm saying? So to your point, I'll talk about, yeah. Once you start like, yo, come on, calm down, son. You know what I'm saying? So then I'll say something, man.
So he's in the room. He's just over there.
He's over there.
I got you. That's fair. That's fair. Let's transition this to my Phillies here.
Okay.
Baseball time. Let's start with your Yankees, who have just moved into first place in the league. Mm-hmm. Have a half-game lead over the Phillies and the Guardians. Is it another team? How you feeling about the Yanks right now?
I'm concerned because Jazzy Jeff. You know what I'm saying? He's hurt right now. Yep. So, you know what I'm saying? That's going to be hard. But I think the schedule kind of favors us a little bit maybe. So I just want to keep the push going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I still have the same concern about the pitching. You know what I mean? Because I think even the guy, shout out to my man Mike Corbett, he was telling me about this one pitcher. Matter of fact, the day that we went, that pitcher that was on the mound, that I don't know, it's Bill something or whatever. He was pretty. My man was telling me he was pretty Ben something. No, was it? No, Ben Rice was the one that hit that ball.
Hit the home run,
right. But even him, some of these players I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So then my man tells me like, yo, they're pretty good, blah, blah, blah. But then he just got smacked down like the other day or whatever. So that's where I'm a little concerned about is the pitching. Other than that, I fully expect that they do what they need to do this year, and you better do it because I don't know if Juan Soto's going to come at a steep price. So you better try to get it done now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to pay him.
They got the big series coming up with the Guardians starting on Tuesday. That'll be good. 1-2 in the American League.
Oh, where they playing in New York too, right? Oh yeah, I might have to go up there. Okay, yeah. We need a good showing. I can tell you that much, but I just don't like our pitching though. You know what I mean? That's where I'll give the edge to your Phillies. The pitching is better.
At times.
Yeah. Well, Nola was pretty good last night a little bit, right?
Yeah. You know, they've been bringing it back around.
How do you feel about that?
Is Ranger back?
Ranger's not back yet.
Okay.
Taijuan Walker's back.
Okay.
He can go back away.
Okay. I don't know who is that.
Taijuan Walker. He was with the Mets for a while.
Oh yeah, I still don't know who it is. Was he good?
He's
okay.
Solid. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right.
He's like our sixth starter right now.
Oh, okay. He's like when somebody else is out. Okay. Yeah. He's a reserve.
So I think we have a stretch right now. I think we're in it right now, or maybe it's about to start, where we play like 21 straight games.
Wow.
It's something crazy. So they're gonna need some extra starters.
Yeah. Okay.
Have those days of rest. But no, it seems like they had a team meeting from what we hear.
Oh, they did.
After they lost to the Marlins 5-0, which is interesting to me that it's a big deal. They had a team meeting. Like, why aren't we meeting more often? Like, why is this special?
Why we gotta wait till then?
Yeah. Right. And then since then they've played pretty well. I think they've won 3 in a row now.
Okay.
Walk off last night. And,
who was that? Trey Turner?
Trey Turner.
Okay.
To walk off. But guys are starting to hit. Rob Thompson says, they're going the other way with the ball. They're not trying to pull everything, that kind of stuff. But,
right.
I think it also helps that they're playing bad teams.
True.
But sometimes that's what you need to get going, just to see something a little bit
right.
easier, I guess to say. So we'll see. They're 3 in a row. and hopefully they can get back going.
I tell you one thing, just real quick. They were calling for Rob Thompson's head, though.
For sure.
Wow. I mean, from one little bad moment, that's where the Philly fan and me we part ways.
Don't you want to see? I wasn't calling for. I didn't think he should get fired. I just wanted to see something from him. Like there was never any like
emotion
or like go get thrown out of the game.
Okay, okay. You want to see something? You want to see him angry?
No, not even like just do something.
Okay.
Like I liken it to this, and this is just one game, so it's not like we were playing a game against a team, and we are playing well. Mm-hmm. And this coach has a good team, they're a good team, and everybody's telling me how good they are. And he sits there and he's just coaching and he's just sitting there and we're winning and we're pulling away and he just never did anything.
Wow.
So if my kid was on that team, like, yo.
Yeah, say what's going on?
Like, say something, like do something,
right.
Like change something, like
right.
And he's just like I'm like, so I literally look at my coaching staff. I'm like, yo, something's about to happen here. Like, we got to be prepared. When he changes this up, we got ready to go. And nothing happened. So we just won by a lot. Wow. And it was like, that's how I like it. It's that. Like, he just never, there's losing streak and nothing's changing. The lineup's not changing. Nobody's getting, I'm not saying benched in a negative way. Like, let's give this guy a day off. Like, nothing like that.
No approach,
happening.
no nothing.
Like, let's just and there were some questionable calls, some strikeouts, go get thrown out of the game. Like, let's have some life. Let's just see if we can get something going.
Well, he's a little older. He's a little older, right? He's a little old. So, I mean, but at the same time, I don't see Joe Torre, just sitting there idle or whatever like that. So I get it. But that's a good point. I mean, he was a benefit. He was a beneficiary of the Phillies moment. Is that fair? Because meaning that if the Phillies didn't have their moment, he would not be manager. He took over for Girardi.
But didn't him coming in?
He took over.
Didn't that trigger the moment?
What was the moment?
The moment the Phillies went to the World Series that year.
Oh, okay. Because I know we don't celebrate those though. No, right? We don't celebrate.
Well, they celebrated it with they made him manager and gave him a new contract.
Oh,
so he took it. He's an example of someone that took advantage of the moment. Because I don't even know if he's really that good of a manager. I don't know.
If a team stinks,
no, but he hasn't won yet, though. I mean, no, he hasn't won yet.
If the team stinks, we switch the manager. Now the team's really good.
He didn't stink. I mean, the team was just struggling. They weren't playing to their potential. Because they had expectations, though.
And we switched the manager,
right?
And now the team exceeds the expectations.
Well, no, they were there. The expectations they weren't
supposed to get there yet.
No, they weren't supposed to get there. The World Series. Yeah. So then what?
That you got to give some credit to the coach for that, because I'm not saying
the
change we made.
Right. So, but see, now you give the credit, but now you gave him this deal.
Oh, I mean,
that's what I'm saying. This deal, and now what? 2 years later, you're like, you have a small little losing streak. Now you're like they were calling for his head.
But I also think, and we've talked about this before, it's the that guy effect.
Yeah.
The other quarterback. The minority is always louder than the majority.
Yeah, that's true.
So when we hear people calling for, Rob Thompson's fired, that's the minority. No, I don't think the majority of people really believe.
Anytime the minority is louder than the majority, that's because the majority's on the fence. Because the minority should not be louder than the majority, in theory, right?
But I think the majority's like, in most cases, it's just because, why do we even have to talk about this?
Okay. All right. So you think the majority is comfortable, is smart? We're not even engaged in. We're not in the weeds. Yeah, we're not in the weeds.
We're comfortable with what's going on.
Maybe so. Okay. Or I think me as a majority, I'm like, ooh, okay. Let me look back and see what's happening, because I do kind of feel but I do kind of like.
So I guess
you know what I'm saying.
So when Jalen Hurts, Carson Wentz.
All right. Oh goodness.
Right.
Put that up.
I had to. We sit here and be like, oh, there's still so many people who want Carson Wentz.
Right. When do I say that though? After Hurts has made a mistake.
Right.
Right.
And that's when the people who are lying in the weeds come out.
Sure.
But I still think that's a vast minority. Where I think the majority is like, damn, stop throwing interceptions.
Right.
Come on, let's go.
Right.
But we're just watching the game.
Right.
We're not.
We're not complaining.
Right.
We're just like, we're complaining to ourselves.
Yeah.
We're keeping it private.
We're not happy that threw an interception, but we're also not like, we need a new quarterback.
Right. Go ahead. My bad, Fred. Go ahead.
I don't want to go back to the other topic, so I'm not going to ask my question.
Oh,
no. Fred, my question was, because Marcus brought up a great point. When Jalen Hurts doesn't play well, the people think about Carson Wentz.
They do.
So why don't they think about the greatest quarterback in Eagles history? And I'm sorry to keep bringing back this topic.
No, that's a great question, Fred.
Yeah, why don't they?
Listen, I've asked that question. It's a great question. It really is. You know what I'm saying? Why don't they? Why do they revert back to Carson? I don't understand. They have a love affair with Carson.
Because it was between the two of them.
Right. You know what I'm saying? That's you know what I mean?
And I'm sorry to keep harping on it.
No, but no, it's all right. No.
But no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Anyway, baseball, I agree with you though, Coach. Listen, baseball is at an exciting time now. Going into September and stuff like that. Who you think, just your really early, just, preliminary, what is that? Preliminary prospects for the World Series. Let's say that. I'm going Yankees, Phillies. I'm on board with it.
I'm right there with you,
Fred.
Yeah, I would like to see it.
Okay.
This is around the time of year where I start watching baseball.
I don't know if I want to see it.
Okay.
But that's what I'm going to go with.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that too.
After what I saw, I don't want to see the Yankees ever again, but
it's all right.
Just saying.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see what's up.
We can't lose to New York again.
Why? Well, yes, you can.
After what I saw,
yeah, it's all good.
The Sixers and the Knicks, you just can't.
Yeah, see, that hurts. That hurt really bad. Okay. Now, when does did the Mets come back in town? I want to see them because the Mets they started off as the laughing stock, but they're actually not that bad. They turned it around.
Yeah.
So they come back in town. I'm definitely gonna go see them and see see what's going on. And I'll be there in my Mets jersey, representing my number 2 team. Just grateful to have two teams that I can enjoy.
It's not till September.
Oh, okay. All right. So then we'll see. Listen, last question on the football thing. We're gonna move on to NBA and WNBA. But real quick, have you guys gone to a professional football game?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I've never had. So, what would you recommend? Would you recommend going to like a really good game, or just like a you know what I'm saying? Like should it be like a Eagles Giants?
Are you? I was going to say, are you going to go see the Giants? Because if you want to see a good game, just go to Philly and watch the Eagles play somebody else. Because you'll leave feeling disappointed if you go watch the Giants game.
Ooh, you better hope them Cowboys do well, boy.
Wait, I guess my question is, yes, that's one. Are you going to go?
Like you know what I'm saying? Like. Should I go to? Because first of all, if I go see the Eagles Giants fans, I'm not going with no Giant gear on. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not happening.
Are you trying to go to Philly, or are you thinking about going up north?
Nah, I'm not. No.
Okay,
I'm not going up north.
So if you go to an Eagles game, I would suggest going to not a Cowboys game. I think the Giants or whatever. I don't think there's that like. I would say really just the Cowboys right now. Only because we talked about it with the fans who don't know how to act.
Sure.
Like, I think it just gets out of hand. Like, it's just stupid.
Gotcha.
Also, be prepared to stand up the whole time.
Yes. So why? Because everybody else is standing and you can't see.
Like if you sit down, like you just can't see.
And that doesn't matter anywhere in the stadium?
The game I went to, it was Cowboys Giants. This was years ago. And it was freezing. Everybody stood up the entire time.
Wow.
That's how I went to Eagles.
Who won that game? Oh.
I went to Eagles Cowboys 2 years ago. It was like the last game of the season and the game didn't matter. And so like none of the Eagles players played, but the Cowboys played their guys. And it was like we stood up the whole time. And it wasn't even a close game. I'm like, why are we still like?
Right.
But like, if you don't want to watch, you guys stand up.
Wow.
I do want to go to just an Eagles game. I want to go because not being an Eagles fan, I don't get to experience the tailgate. Gotcha. So I do want to go and just one time.
Yeah, I do too.
And just kind of be in the environment.
Shout out Larry Schreiber.
Okay.
You gotta go to his tailgate. We don't have to go. I told you about. We don't have to go to the game.
Just the tailgate.
Go to the tailgate.
Okay.
I'm telling you, man, it's the food, the drinks.
Okay.
It's just,
that's something I miss out on.
I've never done it.
Not being an Eagles fan.
I went that same Cowboys game. I went, and he was like, I texted him, and it was like, I think it was like a Sunday night game or Monday night game, whatever it was a late game. And I told him the game started at 8. I go, yo, I'm gonna get there around 3. He goes, 3? You're gonna be super late. Like, what? So I get there and you know, so we're having a great time. And it's like 7:30, you know, so people are starting to walk in. And he goes, all right, man, great, thanks for coming, you know, I'll see you. I'm like, and he went home. I'm like, wait, this is your like, you're not even going to the game? He's like, nah, I'll go to the games. I give my tickets to whoever.
And let's go, he just like the tailgate.
I'm like, that's the way to do it.
Yeah. So I think I'm going to go. I'm definitely going to try to go to the game this year. And I think that I might try to make that trip to D.C. to see the Eagles. I kind of want to see what that's like, too. Yeah. So I plan on going to 2 games this year. You know what I'm saying? So, and definitely, listen, I'm down for that tailgate thing, though. You know what I'm saying? So, but I think I might want to go inside, though. You know what I'm saying? But that also is dependent how long we out there. Because now, if we out there too long and, I'm getting too saucy, I might be like, I'm going home. You know what I'm saying? I got to rock.
He's the guy who's there for the 1 o'clock game. He's there at like 5:30. Like, I'm not doing
I'm not going
I'm not doing that. I'll be there around 11.
Well, he's cooking though, too, though. So if okay, but still, that's early. That's the
like they don't even open up the lot yet.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
He's crazy.
All right, it's time to land the plane. But listen, real quick, the NBA schedules came out. Okay, any exciting games? I do look forward to the Knicks-Celtics game. I saw that. I think that's the first game or whatever.
I think the only games and I haven't even seen it, is the Christmas games. That's the only thing I really look at first to see, like.
That's an all-day thing.
I got to plan, all right, like, when is this, all this? When am I sleeping? When am I catching up? Like,
And I am happy to say that I'm going to be taking on one of your traditions. You know what I'm saying? Of cooking breakfast on that Blackstone, because I am a Blackstoner now. You know what I'm saying? Love it. So I did breakfast again. Love it. I'm telling you, I felt like I was at Mel's Diner or IHOP, man. I was doing my thing, man. So I really enjoy that. So definitely looking forward for the Christmas games. I wish they had Thanksgiving games. Because after a while, sometimes the football games are a little boring.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So I kind of wish they had some Thanksgiving games.
Always played longer Thanksgiving.
That is the game I always enjoy. Okay, because I want to see them lose. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a Cowboys fan. You know what I mean? And I think it's not that I hate the Cowboys. It's just that I don't understand why y'all love them so much. I don't understand that. But somebody in your family was a Cowboys fan, right? Right. So it's like a lineage thing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so NBA schedule. Are you guys back to watching the WNBA?
Yes, I watched it last night.
Yeah. You watched Caitlin Clark got busy, right?
Yeah.
Busy, right? 29
and 10.
Yeah. I'm a fan.
How can you not be?
I think they go into the playoffs. What do you think?
I do. What do you think about Rookie of the Year between her and Angel Reese? Who do you have?
Yeah,
I don't even think it's close.
I don't think so either. It's been a big debate.
I might catch flack for this, for other reasons or whatever, which is crazy. It shouldn't be, because we should be just talking about the basketball, talent. But I might go with Caitlin Clark. If I'm watching the two, I like her game better.
I mean, her little baby doubles. 10 and 10. Like,
let's stop comparing Steve Nash and Andre Drummond. Like, let's stop.
Well, we can't call him baby, only because that for us that would be baby, right?
No, for who's getting all the baby triple doubles? Was it Ben Simmons? 10, 10, and 10? Like, get out of here.
No, right. But it's almost, but you know what's but it's almost like. And maybe I might be off with this comparison. I might have to flesh it out a little more. But like my shoe size is 11 and a half. But in the girls is what? 10.
No.
So
because you're not playing against girls. They're playing against each other. Okay. So I'm saying, what did Kate and Clara have last night?
29.
And what?
10.
That's a double-double.
That's a double-double. That's a double-double on woman level.
That's on any level. That's a double-double.
On a
That's what I'm saying. We gotta stop. I'm not. Nobody's getting a pass. Like, this is not like.
Okay.
Like,
okay.
Y'all want to be hoopers? Let's hoop. 10 and 10 is a baby double. It's baby.
It's 13 and 14 when you're getting 6 of your own offensive rebounds when you're missing layups.
Like, come on, man. Like, what are we talking? Like, that's a baby double.
So what she had? What did she have? 13 and what?
14 boards. But if you rebounded all your misses.
No, if she goes out and gets it's 15 and 14, I'm in.
Okay.
10 and 10 when you're yelling at your teammate to let you get the last rebound, get out of here with that trash.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh no. See, I don't like Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why.
They're taking shots so she can get the last one.
That's garbage. Yeah.
And she's a good player. She's
absolutely,
tough.
absolutely,
but like,
absolutely.
If you take away her, she has the most double doubles in a row. Like, if you take away that, she's not even contention for rookie there.
I got you.
I don't even think it's close.
All right. So last thing is we're gonna end this Waldo versus Shanice, and then whatever it is, I sent you some YouTube clips. Did you guys watch it? Okay. So we're gonna end this, and then next week we're going on. We'll have a champion for this week, and then next week we're going on to the next one. I think it's gonna be Junior though. I think Junior's in the wings waiting. Junior from My Wife and Kids. Okay. But let's just go. I'll go with you, Coach Fred. I sent you the links. It wasn't a lot of links to find on Shanice a little bit, but I did think her tool was powerful though. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think the first one was she said Gina said, "Oh, here, listen, come sit and here, would you like a chair to sit down?" And she said, "I don't think the chair is going to fit in my car." Okay, so I'm not saying that she doesn't have a lot, but it's pretty powerful. That's what I'm gonna say. Yeah, so from you saw both.
I did.
You saw both. Waldo, Shanice. I need to have your vote. Who are you going with?
I'm going Waldo.
Okay.
Because Waldo was dumb for a long time. And longevity means something. The fact that he never it never got better.
Okay.
Worse. So I'm going with Waldo.
Waldo. Okay. Coach, you've seen both. I know you've Waldo, I know he does it for you. You know what I'm saying? Because the face, the looks, and he did do something in one of those clips. I was like, he down. he really down, yo. So But let me ask you, did Shanice at least put up a good fight for you, Fred?
Yeah.
Okay.
If she was a bigger character like Waldo, I think she'd
have it, hands down. Okay. Coach.
So I think this plays in perfectly what we've been talking about all day. I think Shanice had a better moment.
Okay, all right.
But I think Waldo's longevity. And what it came down to me is I was just looking at him, like you said. And if I just saw Shanice walking down the street, like, oh, hey, how are you?
Right.
If I saw Waldo,
right.
That's just dumb, man. Like,
you like, he's
dumb. So I gotta go Waldo.
Okay.
But Shanice was dumber than I remember.
Than you remember.
Yes.
Okay.
She's dumber than I remember.
Okay.
So I give her
all
credit,
right.
but I gotta go Waldo.
Okay. And you know what? I have to give it to the longevity. Just because Shanice did have those were funny moments, but I wish I had more.
Yeah.
That's what it was. I wish they had more out there, particularly when they were in the apartment. And when Cole got his apartment, and I think he said something about he got his own space or he needed space, and the way that she kind of looked at it was like, I was like, oh my gosh. But I couldn't find it. So because of that, and Waldo actually came up for me because Waldo looked dumb. Yeah. But I don't really remember some of his dumb, like Cole Brown, Renner Spoons. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget that. Renner Spoons. I won't ever forget that. Cole was dumb. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, Waldo, so I got to go with Waldo, too. And I really wanted to go with Shanice, but there's just more content on Waldo. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're giving it up for Waldo. Waldo, you've won. Now you're gonna go against Junior, though. I think that's next up. I got to go back to my list, but I think Junior is next up. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you have some other ideas of any other, and I really hate the word dumb, but they be dumb, yo.
It's not them.
It's the character, right? Character. If you know of any other characters that individuals that have played that had them representing a dumb person, please, send us a comment. Please do something and just let us know, okay? With that being said, that is the end of our show. And I'd like to get your final thoughts for, just for any plans for the week. Any thoughts for the week, Fred? I'll start with you. Any thoughts, any plans, anything?
We were talking about it before. I'm playing in the men's league.
Okay.
And I've been washed. It usually takes me like 2 games to get back into the flow. Now we're on like week 5 and I'm like searching for it still.
Wow.
So I've been back in the gym a little bit.
Okay.
Just trying to get back on track.
Okay.
So.
All right. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Coach?
Yeah, I got to speak on that.
Oh.
So on, what's today? Saturday. Must have been Thursday. My son, they play in a men's league and they only have 4 guys, and all day he's like, Dad, I only got 4. Like, so I gave him a list of like 37. I should have asked about you.
Right.
I knew what he was getting at. He wanted me to play. Like, I knew it. I gave him like 37 names. I'm like, call this guy. Call him. Everybody's, no, I don't even think he called, but no. I'm like, all right. So what are you going to do? He's like, didn't say. He's like, I don't know. Like, he didn't want to just ask. So I'm like, You want me to play? He's like, yeah. I go, all right. So I played. My whole point in going out there, I'm your 5th guy, right?
Right.
I'm going to play defense.
That's it.
I'm not even going to go over half court.
Right.
Like, I'm just going to stay down here. I haven't played a full court game of basketball in a long time. My only objective is so that you guys don't forfeit and I don't get hurt. Like, that's all I care about.
Right.
So we're playing. And, of course, as you get going, I start, getting up and down the court a little bit. Everything's fine. Just still not going full speed. Just trying to, and one of the guys on the other team, like, just starts talk. Like, every time something happens, he's talking to the ref. That's a foul. That's not a foul. Blah, blah, blah. So one guy on their team goes up, shoots the ball, and gets fouled. And the ref calls the foul. He goes, man, that's a foul. I'm like, yo, that's why he called the foul. Like, it just started like irking me. Like, yo, just play basketball. So then
now you started to talk a little bit.
So I start talking, like, because I'm like, yo, like, just play. Like, just like, I just want to play basketball. Like,
just want to enjoy the moment.
Just play.
Right.
And when it gets intense and it's time to get going, like, I'm fine. I'm fine with all that. But, like, it's the beginning of the game. What are we talking for?
Right.
So then I get the ball and I miss a bunch of shots early, like shooting deep threes because I'm, and then something happened where I caught the ball and there was like nobody in front of me. I was like, damn, I gotta go to the basket.
Okay.
I just it was just the moment. Like, you had
to do it. Right.
The way we were playing, it was a close game. So I go to the basket, I jump up and do, fouled my arm. I don't even get the shot up because he took my arm out. So I'm like, all right, whatever. Go to the foul line. And the same guy goes, man, stop calling that BS calls. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean? He goes, man, that's soft, man. You're being soft. So I'm standing at the foul line. The ref gives me the ball. I take my 2 dribbles. I'm about to shoot. And I look at it. I go, that wasn't a foul? He's like, no, it wasn't a foul. So me being me, like, I go, okay, fine. And I just threw the ball to the ref.
Right.
Like, the ref's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't want my foul shots. If it wasn't a foul, I want my foul shots.
Right.
And everybody looks at me like I'm crazy and I just run back on defense.
Right. Let's play.
But now I'm like, all right, I'm in this.
Right.
I'm in it. So, now I'm playing defense. I'm in it. I'm taking shots. I ended up making the bunch, whatever. But now it's a close game late. And they pull away. They end up winning by like 7, 8 points, whatever. But my moral story is it's just like, Fred, like, I'm in now.
Okay. So now.
Like, I went home that night, I stretched.
Okay.
I woke up the next day. I've been eating well, drinking a lot of water. Like, so
you got motivated.
So, and my son's like, yeah, next season, because this was just like a one. And then he's like, I might need you to play this week. I'm like, whoa, buddy. But I said, he's like, next season you're playing with us. And I was like, no. I just want to play against that team.
Right.
Like, I don't want to play in the league. I just want to play against that team.
Right.
Whenever you play against that team, I'll play.
Right.
I just want to play against that team.
Right.
Just because they don't, like.
Now, was he good though? He wasn't really that good?
No, that's my thing.
Right.
Like, and I get it. To each his own. Like, everybody, everybody's not whatever. But like, when you're not good, don't act like you're. Just play. Just play. It's a men's league. Just have fun. Enjoy it.
Right.
You don't got to talk. You don't got to talk about how everybody does everything wrong.
Right.
The rest. It's a men's league.
Right.
Right. Just play basketball. So it kind of fired me up, motivated me.
Okay.
That's a long way of saying that. So I'm kind of in the same boat. After this, I'm going to lift.
Oh.
So I'm like.
Oh, the buttons have been pushed.
Yeah, we got to play another league, Mark.
The button's been pushed.
We can play against that team because that's what motivated me was that guy. I'm sure there's many of that guy on everywhere, and that's all I need.
That guy a bunch of times.
When I that's what I need. Like, and I guess if I'm out there and somebody starts talking, that's what kind of.
Well, I think that's most. Well, I don't know if that's most people. I know that's me. I'm on cruise control pretty much every day of my life until you start messing with me.
Yeah. Then
it's like, okay, now I have to. It's something internally that I have to prove to myself. You know what I'm saying? More kudos to you guys. I think the one thing with basketball, and basketball I love, it's my favorite sport, but going to work hurt, like with like an ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't want that. You know what I'm saying? Like I think when I was like early 30s and that happened to me, and everybody's like, well, why you limping? Why you walk like an old man now? What's wrong? Yo, my ankle, man. It was like, yo, you still play basketball? I said, yeah, But it's like, because you love the competition, but I don't want to be hurt. That's the thing. I see my father, he was still playing, and then, I guess somebody was talking something to him, and he played one thing, and then ACL. Not ACL, no, Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's on crutches and surgery. That, and again, don't let me. I'm telling you, me. Don't let me. Don't let me. Don't let me influence. You know what I'm saying?
I have the same thoughts.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And that's why I just don't step inside the 3-point.
Right. That's why when Marcus was like, I was wide open. I had to go to the basket. I'm like, yeah, I saw that like 3 times. I just took a 3.
But it was just the way the game was going. Yeah. Like, I hadn't been shooting well. We needed to score. Like, I think I even shot faked the guy who went by me. So I'm like, it was just natural.
Yeah, right.
And I took that one dribble and the guy backed up. I'm like, oh
no. Right. And you playing what? You're playing versus young boys too, right?
Yeah.
These young boys.
They were young. Yeah. I mean, these guys were probably like, they weren't super. They were probably like 30.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay. Okay. I'm thinking they playing like
the rest of my teammates were
like young boys.
Oh, teenagers.
Yeah, young boys. Yeah.
So, and then like they started talking to them. So then I had to like,
But no, now this real quick question: did that dude come up to you after the game like, yo, good
man,
game,
good job, man, good? And I don't do well when I lose.
Okay,
I'm a sore loser.
Okay,
don't talk to me.
So you didn't say nothing?
No, I walk off the court. So they were up by like 8 with like 30 seconds left. Ref, call it.
It's done. Yeah.
Walk off, get my stuff. Everybody, good game. And so my back's to everybody like, yo, good game, man. Good. Like, let's get on.
Let's go. Okay.
There's no good game. Like, we're not friends. We don't have to talk after this.
So there was no line. You didn't line up and like.
No.
Oh, okay.
Whatever.
That's all good. Right.
You can say that for another day. I hate the line at the end of the game. I don't think any good comes from it.
Well, I can tell you straight up. I mean, matter of fact, you know what? I think that's a topic.
Yes, and we're going to talk about that after.
For baseline thoughts.
Yes.
That has to be. Because that happened. I'm coaching East Baltimore. We played West Baltimore. Northwestern. Yeah, Northwestern. We went to Northwestern and we beat them in front of their crowd. And they was upset. And once we dapping up, one could just snuff my player.
Weren't you involved?
Yeah, I had a situation like
and
that.
it was a wrap.
Yeah.
And it was to the point where we had to like go hide in the room and we had to wait for the police. Because I don't know about how it is in your school, Fred, but in Baltimore schools, they have police officers as security guards, not just regular security guards, you know what I'm saying? So we had to wait for like an escort and the whole nine. They were throwing dumbbells, weights, they were throwing it got crazy. It got crazy. Like it was dangerous. So that's that. So that I think that's a great point that you bring up. Should that still be?
I think it should be anyway.
Yeah, but anyway, so anyway, listen, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a great show. Listen, like I said, this is the new Let's Get It Sports Talk. Coming broadcasting most weekends. Okay, sometimes we might do Saturdays, sometimes we might do Sundays, and even though we say 9:00, it's pretty clear it's going to be about 9:15. Okay, but we're going to be here. Okay, we say we're going to be here, we're going to be here. So, listen, we thank you for joining. We thank you for watching. Please like and share. We got some reels coming out, coming real soon because my man, shout out to Trey, our other producer that's behind the scenes. He's getting all the clips together. I definitely want him to clip up some of these moments. We had some great conversation and debates or whatever. So, but listen, we look forward to kind of just bring you good sports content and good sports conversation. So, on behalf of myself, Doc Bryce, you got Coach Fred Battie and Coach Marcus Bullock. We wish you guys a wonderful weekend and just a wonderful week. We'll talk to you soon.